give your rebuttal. But Honorable Lotee, so as we move in this direction, Archbishop of Nyeri, Anthony Muheria, said that leadership is supposed to be humane, empathetic, and compassionate. And he felt that currently the leader, his words, is rough, insultive, imposing, and arrogant. Do you agree? And what is in the power of the president that he can do? Because at the end of the day, he is the leader of this country.
Well, thank you. Those could be the words of the bishop. Probably those are personal opinion. And personal opinions, I cannot be able to comment because it doesn't give me the standing to comment on what made him think so. One thing that I wanted to actually say...
I'm just asking if you agree that the president or the leader in the country is arrogant, insultive, imposing.
Yeah, he is not arrogant, he is not imposing, he is not anything that has been...
Is he humane, empathetic, compassionate?
Yes, he is humane.
How so?
Yeah, he is humane.
How so?
One, for us to be able to say that he is humane, he's actually been one of the presidents that actually been found to be with the people at all the time. And he listens to the people at all the time. He is compassionate to the levels where, at the levels where this country was breaking out in March this year, even before we started speaking about the cost of living. At that time, as humane as he could, he actually said, let's agree to have a bipartisan talk within Parliament. And he said that is a structured way in which is provided by this Constitution. What happened is, when this particular kind of talks were taking place, and the other side realized that there were fruits coming out of it, they broke it because that was not their objective. Their objective is to ensure that this country is burning so that they can be able to get whatever they want. I clearly want to defend Parliament from what I've actually had today. And if that article of the Constitution, Article number 1 is anything to go by, is either directly exercised by the people or through their representations. All of us that are here are representing our people. If the people sitting here with us today believe that we want to exercise the power directly, first of all, they need to stand down from the positions that they are, because there is no juxtaposition where you are at the same time representing the people and at the same time you want the people to exercise their powers directly. So first of all, they need to tender their resignation and say, now we are tired, we cannot be able to represent our people, now let's allow the people to go to the streets. That section of the Constitution was not well thought through because, like you asked rightly, what provisions are there for people to exercise their power directly? It is not there. But everything else is on how this power is supposed to be exercised through the representatives. And we've seen that. The president is a representative of the people. He is elected. And I want to say it clearly here, Sam, that the misrepresentation of facts that we've seen from this other side is not very good. For us to be told that 99% of Kenyans rejected, what data are they putting before everybody that 99% of Kenyans rejected this particular bill? And to just make it clear, it is no longer a bill. It is an act. It's actually a finance act now. It's no longer a bill. And where the source says that we have a Finance Act 2022, it ignores the fact that we've got a Finance Act 2023 that has been signed. So first of all, let's agree that let's respect the institutions. Whether we like what has gone through or not, let us respect that it went through the whole process. Parliament, personally, myself, sits in Parliament. My brother here sits in Parliament. They sit in the Senate. I did not see myself being cajoled. I did not see myself being forced. I did not see myself being bribed. And the reason why things are peddled that are not true, when you say that this year, within 10 months, that the country has taken 1.2 trillion in loans, that is still a lie. There is no fact to that. The fact that I have is we've taken not more than 700 billion as a loan for this country. So when we come and tell people all the time... Pardon?
How are you counting?
Counting. I got that government documents on that. 1.2 trillion is a fast from these people so that they build up the emotions of Kenyans that they are suffering. The reason why we are going to the demonstration is not because of the cost of food. It is not. In any case, if these people were genuine, when the bill was going through the whole process, and it went through the whole process, public participation, it came to the first reading, second reading, it went all the way to voting, and it went all the way for the assassination of the president. At the time before it was made into an act, they were very silent. Why? Because they knew that is the point where we could stop and agree on some of the items that are within this particular bill. But immediately it was assented by the president is when they come to the street and say, now we've seen he assigned it, now we want to fight. Let's go to the streets. Now let's call it back. The law is clear. Let's allow this act to now take effect. In any case, there's a Kenyan that has gone to court, and the court has given a stay order so that our act is not in effect now until that time. And the president is humane because he has respected that as well.
What do you mean he's respected that?
He's respected that because the court said the Finance Act cannot take effect.
What is the price of fuel at the moment?
The price of fuel has actually been done by EPRA, and EPRA is not the first time that EPRA has been adjusting prices of fuel. No, every 14th
is it based
day,
on the Finance Act 2023?
Every 14th day of the month.
Right.
EPRA has been given. It's not the first time. It's been there all...
Which is fine. Honorable Lotee, the latest announcement, which was on Friday last week, did you see it?
I saw it. I saw it.
Does it implement Finance Act 2023?
Yes, it does.
It actually implements what EPRA has been doing.
No, I'm talking about the announcement by
prices
EPRA.
As per.
As per what?
As per the market forces.
No. VAT is at 16%.
Yes.
In that EPRA
previously it was at 8%.
They have reduced the import declaration fee as per the Finance Act of 2023. So is railway development levy as per Finance Act 2023. So indeed, EPRA is implementing the Finance Act 2023 despite the suspension. You
know, why EPRA is implementing is they have not gotten a written directives.
Are you sure?
On this.
Sami.
Just hold on. Let me ask you, if a court pronounces itself on 30th of June that this Finance Act is suspended, what should the agencies that are affected by such a law do?
They need to be notified that the courts have declared, because sometimes in this country there's a lot of discussions. Some of the discussions are actually made into discussions that are looking like they're coming from the real sources, but some of them do not really come from the real sources. So the fact is, this is a weighty matter that requires... It is
your position that it is possible EPRA does not know about that court order?
If they have not been notified...
No.
If they have not been notified, if they have not been notified that you should not take this. Because EPRA is implementing what government is supposed to be doing. And if the government has not...
Honorable Lotee, if you know that actually there have been orders, how do you explain that EPRA is not aware?
I have not said EPRA is not aware. EPRA could be aware, but EPRA needs to be notified and say, please take note that this is a decision that has been made by the court, and this is a decision that you need not to implement. If they are not being told, you do not expect them to just believe.
So they have to be told.
Yes, they have to be anything in this country. Anything in this country, you need to be given by right.
I'll give you a chance, Senator Nyonka. So at the end of the month, remember there were changes to taxation for persons that are earning more than 500,000 shillings every month. There's also a change because housing levy is supposed to be 1.5%. This is a new rate. It is being challenged in court.
But nobody has implemented that.
I'm coming to the question. So towards the end of the month, if that conservatory order is not lifted, should you expect KRA and everyone else to implement that levy?
I don't think they will.
Why?
Because the conservatory orders are still in place. So they will not actually, and the reason why this particular government respects the rule of law is when somebody went to court, they even also not implemented as per the conservatory orders.
You know, that's contradictory, totally contradictory.
It is not contradictory.
Because you're saying they
will... I've said some. Listen, I've said, and you've asked a very right question. You've asked if by the end of this month that the conservatory orders have not been lifted, do you expect KRA to implement it? I've said they will not implement it. And when you talk about EPRA, I have said EPRA implements its decision all the time at the 14th day of the month. And it's not the first time. So these are different things. If this government was wrong, I will actually give an affirmation that by end of this month, by end of this month, they will implement the housing levy. No, not even an housing levy, it's actually an housing task. They will not implement as long as the conservatory orders are. And they cannot be able to do one thing on this other side and one thing on this other side.
Unfortunately, I wish I had known